Hey, everybody, could you roll a d20 and let me know what's happening? Please, somebody tell me. I'm at a complete loss.
I got a 19.
Hey!
I got a 19 also.
Hey!
I got a 12.
Hey.
Let's go.
18.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes!
Chowder, I'm so happy
so
for
proud
you.
of you, Chowder.
So
I'm
happy
proud
for you. Once again, it goes to Matt, probably the best person for this right now. All right, hit us.
What are you talking
What
about?
happened last time?
Okay, so we killed your time-locked abomination / amalgamation.
Your Welks.
After that's defeated, we meet Lema. And, you know, she's a goddess of sorts, and she's acting weird, and we're like, okay, this is fine. She's a goddess, like, we get it, don't rub it in. And then she like starts talking to us, and we're like, okay, maybe she's just really weird. But then like we kind of progressively learn that she's basically dying / dead. It's a little blurry, but long story short, Lema is like officially gone in rings.
Let me get out my beef stamp. Beefed.
Yeah. I like that a lot, actually.
The beef stamp?
Yes. So then
Coming to dicepopuli.com/store.
That was my nickname in high school. Beef stamp.
The beef stamp.
that was the big thing. It was a lot of talking. And then the last decision that we had to make was to decide which timeline we wanted to take out of here. And I guess I wasn't really like personally sure whether or not this would be like the one timeline that would like be the one true timeline, I guess, so to speak. But yes, we chose the one where Yanis.
Yeah, we chose the one where there's the least ancillary deaths, I think.
Yes.
But Yanis died.
Yes. So Yanis died, and like not a lot of people in that timeline died, but everybody was like poor or miserable, and it was kind of a bummerino.
But you guys made the best choice you could before Maeve, you got a little phone call.
Ring, ring, ring. It's you. What was it?
Captain Bottlebrew gave you a call, asked to meet you at Burger, and then asked Dennis how to turn off the spell.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of old person humor in this show, so I squeaked it in where I could. And that's where we left off. You guys have boarded the Friendship, returned it to its friendship form, and have decided to sail back to Burger Island to try to see why Bottlebrew is requesting you reunite. The last time that you saw Bottlebrew was when you left the Black Tide hideout. Your parting words with him and with Tony were that they were going to try to regroup the recently splintered Black Tide forces under Tony Lyon's leadership, because if you're gonna get to the other gods and like Feldrum and wherever, you're gonna need bigger boats and a lot more of them. So you were gonna investigate Arianor for Lema. That went okay. You have her hand. But now you need some backup to address the Magelord fleet standing between you and, at the very least, Feldrum, which is where Seraphina resides. The Friendship pulls up to the dock outside Burger Island, becoming more or less the de facto regrouping tavern of this campaign. Pat, I bet you never really thought that name would stick around in perpetuity. But as you approach the Saucy Onion and shrink the Friendship down, return it to your pocket, you see that the Liberty is docked further up the coast. Bottlebrew is here, also signaled by somebody standing outside the door, juggling a knife in her hand up and down. Florence nods at you and says, the big guy's waiting inside for you, and gestures that you go in, as her gaze continues to bounce across the waters, seemingly keeping an eye out for any unwanted visitors, because that happened before, don't want it to happen again. I presume that you are all just proceeding into the Saucy Onion, or do you have anything you'd like to do?
I'd like to speak to Florence for a moment.
The other four step into the tavern, but Jerry and Kalt, Jerry, having finally been reunited with you, he didn't have one of the rings, which is why he wasn't following you through all the timelines, but he's back at your side. Everyone's fine with it, as fine as they can be. But Florence does give Jerry a bit of side-eye when you stop and talk.
Excuse me, Florence, I just have a quick question. You're a person of, means, right? You know how to get things.
She squints at you and says, well, I was sort of stuck in the body of a cat for God knows how long, but I know about as much as anybody else on Bottlebrew's crew. After a pause, she looks back at you and says, what kind of things is it you're looking for?
Well, nothing peculiar or illegal.
I bet it's something creepy, isn't it?
No, do you know
Having a gangly
anyone?
flesh bag around you isn't enough to put off everybody in sight, huh?
Well, so I need black onyx. Have you ever? It's like a quartz, but it's black. It's pretty common, but I need let's say 400 and maybe flat 500 golds worth.
She busts out laughing in a way you've never heard her laugh before. And after a few, to the point where at first it's surprising, but it goes on long enough that it becomes humiliating. I would like you to roll a wisdom save to avoid getting pissed off.
That's pretty high. 17.
You're no stranger to this sort of disrespect, and you just sit there as she cackles in your face. And eventually she composes herself, wipes the spit off her the side of her mouth, and says,
So that's a total of a 24.
I mean, listen, yeah, you can find stores just about damn near anything, but I mean, last I heard, exports from the Stoneholm region have not quite been what they used to be, so it's just going to be a matter of finding which pirates have the best stores. You're going to have to ask someone better than me. Besides, we've been over here on the east side of the Badlands for weeks now.
That's fine. I don't understand why we spent... He's going to look at his watch 10 minutes laughing about that. That doesn't seem that funny So you're saying the Liberty has none?
The Liberty has none, but I'll tell you what. I ain't chuckled like that in a good long while. You head in there and I'll keep my ear to the ground for you, eh?
Okay. Again, very weird. Like, it's just, it's like asking where the milk is and then, like, a child laughing at you for asking about milk for 10 minutes.
Except you're not exactly asking where the milk is. You're saying, hey, do you have a small fortune worth of rocks? And no, I bloody don't, so... I'll do what I can.
I mean, I'm going to be... Listen. I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder.
When are you putting rocks in bowls of cereal? That's not...
He's going to put a hand on her shoulder like, you're a fucking pirate, right? Isn't that like a small fortune of shiny rocks? Isn't that all you do?
I don't know what kind of books you've been reading, but piracy in the face of a fascistic empire and enormous force fields that shred everything that stepped through them, not exactly the thing of high fantasy, is it? And she brushes your hand off of her shoulder.
I've been on the ship before. They have like treasure occasionally. It's not like all I'm saying is like I'm not offended because
she's rubbing her temple and she says, "Why don't you just ask the bloody captain? I told you I'll do what I can."
Well, I'm just gonna say you should fix. I'm just saying you should fix your attitude. It's poor. We're all friends here.
Duly noted. And she licks the back of her hand like a cat.
And then I'm going to now laugh for 10 minutes. People don't do that.
The three of you, Jeddah, Maeve, and Locke, sit down at a table where Bottlebrew is already hard at work on a bloomin' onion. Still don't know if that's trademarked by Outback Steakhouse, so not going to try to make merch around that. You see him wiping sauce out of his long, dark beard, and then he looks up at all of you and he says, "All right, so I know last we spoke. How are you, by the way? How did things go with the goddess? How are we going on the world-saving side of things?"
Arse.
Bad.
Oh, okay, well, I don't feel quite as bad about what I'm about to say because the pirate side of things is equally shite. So, we originally were going to try to rendezvous with a large sect of Black Tide folks. But it seems Tony, Mr. Lyons, may have undersold just how many of his friends decided to abandon ship upon his ascent to the throne. So...
Man, that guy sucks at running the Black Tides.
He sort of winces when you say that, and he says, "I'll be honest, there's a bit of zeal amongst those folks that I can't quite put my finger on, but nonetheless, we do need to get past the northern deployment of Magelord ships. And without a fleet, I don't think a little submarine vessel is gonna cut it. At this point, we don't even know whether or not the Magelords know a tide pod exists, and frankly, I'd rather not risk them find it out. Also, if they spot you, they blow you out to water. That's the only one you got, so that's not great. But regardless, I called you here," and Dennis in the distance sort of raises an eyebrow at Bottlebrew, like realizing like you didn't know how to use the spell. I cast that spell. You don't know how to do that. I ingeniously reached out to you using a sending spell, little one. I figured with our rapport, you might take heed of my action. Unlike some of the other folks in this group, perhaps. Where is he anyway? And then he hears Kalt laughing outrageously for a very long time outside and continues speaking. I do believe I may have a way past the Magelords.
Oh?
Now, I don't know this for sure. I'm sort of coming at this from a sideways angle here, but I wouldn't be much of a pirate if I didn't have contacts throughout the Badlands. Most of what we do is sailing around to survive, but there are some people that take a different tack. And they might have the information we need to bypass these fleets and not get caught off guard. So if some of yous would be willing to join me on a little excursion, it might add a day or two onto our travels, but I think I know how to get the information we need. It's either that or you brave the fleets on your own.
I grab a banana from the table and
Where
I
the
say,
fuck
well,
did that banana come from?
the banana's always been there. It's here
Oh
in the
my
mind,
goodness.
man.
Dennis!
Under a pile of onions.
Dennis, make me an appointment to check my peripherals!
Anyways, we've been taking a lot of L's. I will gladly try to turn one of those L's into a dub, you know?
I guess if we have as many L's as you suggest, his brow is furrowing as he fails to keep up with your lingo. We might need to forget about the boat that goes a dub in the water and take a regular one, right? At this point, Kalt, you enter the tavern with Jerry, and there are many strange looks being pointed at the zombie men.
Oh, excuse me. His hat is askew. I apologize, everybody. And I'm going to
You straighten his hat, and everyone looks away.
Thank you. All right, come, Jerry, sit.
Does somebody want to catch him up on the plan? And he goes back to eating the onion.
So, Captain Bottlebrew, how? Fleet.
Well, originally we were going to try to take on the fleet by force, but that is no longer an option. Stealth seems to be the best approach, but even in something that goes under the water, the only way to be completely safe is to know exactly where you're going and who's there. Can you imagine if you were sailing to Arianor under the water and there were 4 ships floating right above you and you had no idea what they were going to do if they saw you? Can you imagine such a hypothetical?
Yeah, can you imagine?
That is what we're facing, and we can't risk it. So, I have a contact that we should converse with. I can't say I've held out in the Badlands all on my own. I've certainly had help. Don't always like to take it, but here we are, desperate times.
All right. How do we get to this contact? Is he on this island? Is he on a different island? Do we have to fight anyone?
Not on an island at all. Have ye ever heard of a vessel called the Seafoam Glow? Everybody can roll history if they'd like.
The sea foam.
I mean, I don't know how I could realistically know of the seafoam glow.
24.
Yeah, okay, Jeddah, Jeddah, you have no idea. You are not from this timeline. So, Locke and Jeddah, you sit there befuddled at the mention of the Seafoam Glow. Kalt, you recognize the name of the vessel as being one of pirate repute, but you don't know why. The Liberty wasn't a well-known vessel, you just happened upon her in the waters, but the Seafoam Glow is one that carries across the seas. Maeve, you have spent so much time on the Liberty compared to everyone else that you've heard mention of it. Whether or not you've asked or know more, I will leave up to you, but you have heard about it from Bottlebrew's compatriots.
I heard a couple of your mateys talking about it at one point, but what is that boat again?
He leans forward very seriously, pauses to swallow the onion in his mouth, and then says, "There is no more wretched hive of scum and villainy that I can think to reference, but it's our only option." And Dennis walks up like, he's being dramatic, but this is perhaps the best course of action that I can suggest. And Dennis takes a seat next to Bottlebrew, having made their rounds. The captain, while he may have a flair for perhaps making things sound more dangerous than they are, we need information. Tony Lyons has enough on his plate, and we are well equipped to handle this. If you'll join us on the Liberty, I believe we can locate the Seafoam Glow find the information you need, and deliver you to Feldrum so you may continue your quest.
Okay, couple questions. What is the seafoam glow?
It's a boat.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, it's a boat, but, like, we have a boat. Why do we need this boat?
We don't need the boat. We need the person on the boat.
Dennis nods, confirming what Jeddah has just said.
Oh, well, that makes sense. What was not
It
elucidated?
was pretty elucidated, man.
Clearly it was elucidated to some, perhaps not to you.
Well, no, they said, we need to find this ship.
Call,
All
yeah,
right.
Call. You were also out of the room. Everyone's just dunking on you. It's not a Ryan thing. It's a Cult thing.
Oh, no, it's a Ryan thing. Ryan's like, all right, well, we need to find this ship. What for? And everybody's like, we're finding a person on it, you idiot. It's like, nobody ever said that.
What is the thing?
It could be a fucking magic butt plug on there for all I fucking know.
Yep. You know me, cramming those seafoam glows every chance I get.
I know that I typically give you a little bit of a spruce it up and send you on your way, but
And the chair scoots as he stands up and pushes it back.
time is certainly of the essence. If not for your quest, then for the Black Tide. We need to make sure that we have everything in order if we're called upon.
Okay.
And he begins to walk out of the restaurant, leaves a giant tip of gold pieces on the desk. Locke, you sheepishly look over to the desk and do not see any familiar faces working it.
Thank God.
So you can let out a sigh of relief as Bottlebrew steps out of the Saucy Onion.
I guess we follow him?
I'm going to look over at Locke and be like, would you like to order some sauce?
I think I'm okay. I think we should probably get going, though.
Okay. Gonna like order some more sauce, eh?
Gross.
You know, an excuse to talk to your friend, yeah?
Nope, I think I'm just gonna leave now.
All right. There was too much sauce last time anyway.
You all step out of the Saucy Onion. It has been about 2 days' travel from Arianor, so you're all feeling rested. You're all perhaps feeling a little more energized. As a peek behind the curtain, all of you have advanced to level 12. Whether or not that is tied to your encounter with supernatural entities, who's to say? Me. I'm to say. I think that's what happened. That's my thought. But you step outside and you see Florence, Dennis, and Bottlebrew making their way toward the Liberty. And after a few moments, you catch up, you join them as the boat unmoors and sails away. Everybody is on board the Liberty. Would the Dungeon Master like to take over?
Hey. All right. So it's maybe like a day or two of sailing to the northeast, leaving Burger Island. As you guys are sailing along, Bottlebrew, maybe you could tell the others a little bit more about who you're looking to find.
What time of day is it? I feel like...
Let's say it's like maybe, like, I don't know, like noon. The sun is high in the air. There's like seagulls and shit.
So there's seagulls and shit all over the fucking place, and Bottlebrew says,
Clean that up.
Checks out.
Somebody clean this shit up. I know we call it the poop deck for a reason, but I really do like to maintain a set up. Okay. So I suppose we are nearing our destination. I should give you perhaps a little more sense of what we're walking into. Whereas the Liberty does its best to empower people to survive in the Badlands against the Magelords, the Seafoam Glow is a place where people go to make it for themselves. You will find many crooked individuals, many piles of wealth and knowledge, all run by one disreputable fellow. She goes by the name of Zula Ragnar. Now, I know this person. We've had dealings in the past. When we are on this ship, we do not want to get distracted. We do not want to get caught up in anything. We just want to find her and strike a deal for the information we need.
What's the information we need?
he looks to... I mean, I'm looking to everybody else. So I'm trying to I have to shift my verb. I've never had to shift this in the middle of a recording. I look over to everyone else and I say,
Fleet deploy... The fleet, the Magelord fleet. We don't know where their ships are. We gotta find out. This person probably has that information.
Or like probably,
You gotta
or
bargain for it.
does have it.
Probably is the best we're gonna do out here. We're swimming in seagull shit.
Okay. Call this is probably.
This is a new
Hopefully.
part of the map that you guys haven't explored yet, and this is this actual Sea of Seagull shit.
Oh no.
All right, I gotta add that. I gotta add that to the map now.
It's
okay.
canon, baby. Let's go.
What have you done to my beautiful boy?
As the Liberty is sailing along, the sun starts to set and it gets darker out. In the horizon, you guys see what look like to be not like the usual colors that you'd see from like a sunset, like, you know, your oranges and all that, you know, cool stuff. You see like blues and greens. Okay, maybe an orange too. I don't really know.
Oh, I think there's a banana out there too.
How many N's did I put in banana there? Jesus Christ.
That was something else. As the Liberty, as it gets darker and darker, the lights get brighter and brighter until in the distance you see this ship equally as large as the Liberty, with these bright colored lights shining in the sky. And you see a bunch of other smaller ships kind of moored around it with a makeshift wooden dock. As the Liberty gets closer to this larger ship, you see painted in these bright pink cursive letters, Seafoam Glow. You hear a loud voice calling out to you from the other ship that says, "Shellwick Bottlebrew, what the hell have you done to my ship?" You see a frightened woman on top of the deck, hands on the hips with an eye patch, staring across.
Is the eye patch on her eyes or her hips?
Yes.
Okay.
And staring across, calling out to the Liberty.
Is the voice being magnified in some way? Or is this person just gifted with incredible projection skills?
She's very loud.
She's very loud. Okay.
I say this even though I don't want to yell into my mic.
That's fine. Bottlebrew tries to yell back. I don't know if he's loud enough to hear that over the ocean is insane. As someone who just actually spent time by an ocean, it's deafening. I don't think Bottlebrew can shout over this. So you'd probably hear.
Yeah. So as Bottlebrew starts to struggle,
Can you hear me?
Dennis walks up to you and kind of pats you on the shoulder, and then you got his Bottlebrew's voice just like gets magnified.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, I gotta. Okay. I guess with something like this, you gotta get maybe a little lower, but also much closer. How does this sound to everybody? Is this pleasant? Nobody?
Yes. Whisper to me, Daddy.
Okay. Miss Ragnar, it's been quite some time, and I've given your boat the facelift it deserves. Wait, a boat doesn't have a face. Dennis, can you rewrite that one for me for next time?
It's good to see you, Shellwick. I gotta ask though, what brings you to this side of the Badlands?
Things have gotten a mite bit complicated as of late. I was thinking we could have a conversation.
Nope. Hold up. Why don't you just come aboard my boat?
Sorry, am I
and
clipping?
we'll-
Am I clipping?
Just a little bit. Come on, why don't you your crewmates come on aboard, and we can, as they say, parlay.
Bottlebrew starts to whisper to everybody else, and he says,
I think that we... Oh, wait, Dennis, don't turn this off. I don't want her to hear what... Dennis, cut it out,
Turns
please.
it off.
Listen, we need the information that she has, but I don't know that I would trust myself in there without being on my guard. I would advise you all to do the same.
Well, Bottlebrew, just a quick question. That seemed like a fairly cordial exchange. What exactly did she do to you? / what are we worried about?
I swear, if all there is to it is just a really bad breakup, I'm gonna.
Yeah, did you like fuck?
Well, I guess I won't do anything.
should I roll history? Did these two...
Calt,
No.
you can't just
Okay.
ask people if they fucked.
Sorry, no. Did y'all have coitus? Sorry, Locke. Sorry.
not-
Bottlebrew looks to
Better.
Dennis because he doesn't recognize the word coitus.
Fine, Dennis. Did they, like, and then Kalt is just
Just-
gonna make, like, the
hey,
little circle with his
wait,
finger and...
Calt, were you involved with this woman?
Me? No.
Not you.
You called.
No.
Our involvement...
Locke, I'm sorry, you weren't paying attention. Bottlebrew might be fucking this Triton woman. We're trying to figure it out.
I give up and I walk over to the side of the ship.
Zula Ragnar and I have only ever been professional associates. But
What about Zula Ragnar and Dennis?
Bottlebrew looks to Dennis. I'm looking over at Dennis, and I'm like biting my tongue a little bit, and I say,
the concerns are professional. We are working to save the world. Zula Ragnar is working to save herself. And it just so happens that the Liberty is well known enough that it might be of value to her. So head on a swivel. We don't know what she wants, but we need what she has.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look at Locke. Definitely banging.
I mean, everybody feel free to join me. The more, the merrier. But I'll leave that up to you.
No, I'm joining.
So a gangplank extends from the seafoam glow to cross deck over to the Liberty. As you guys board and cross the gangplank, you guys see and start to hear like the sounds of what appears to be this casino boat. You see booths set around where people are trading money, valuables, black gems. Wink, wink. You hear like the sound of like a
motherfucker. I said all that
band.
shit is Florence, and I just could have said, wait 10 minutes. God damn it.
Yeah, it was funny. But you also see, or you hear the sounds of like this live band playing downstairs. There's
Is Jizz playing?
is what?
Jizz, Star Wars
Jizz.
jazz.
Yeah.
Jizz.
Jizz.
Ew. No, I didn't
That's what it's
know.
called.
That is the
Sure.
textbook. Look it up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yes, there. I hate
Bitch
this.
missed being the DM, brother. When's the octopus situation happening again?
Oh, just you wait.
Did I mention I have wild sheep? Get wet, motherfuckers!
Please.
I'm kidding,
So,
I don't.
so you guys cross the gangplank, and there's a large like assortment of people and creatures drinking and dancing on the deck, and you see majority of the people going down this large ornate set of stairs that appears to go down to the lower deck. But as you guys cross the gangplank, Zula kind of pulls you guys off to the side and says, "Now, Shelwick, why did you bring my ship back to me? After all these years?"
Well, it seems that you've turned your ship into something a bit more robust, esteemed than last I saw it. I didn't think you'd miss that old bucket of bolts.
The proper word is functional, thank you, as in people are having so much fun here.
I'm glad to get to the pleasantries. Is there a place that we can perhaps talk without any leering eyes?
Looking around at just the various people I assume are working on the ship.
Yeah, so you see these people in like white shirts with red vests, kind of like, pushing mops and, scrubbing the poop deck and, handling drinks and stuff.
You see, that's what we... Dennis! Can we get people with vests on our ship? Please!
Zula laughs. Whatever you would like to say, you could just say it right here. Our privacy is of no concern. And who are these people?
These are my... I was about to say friends. These are my traveling companions. We are working together.
Big plans, all of us, but those plans, well, we need information from you about the Northern Magelord fleet.
Bottlebrew, oh my god, I'm gonna stare daggers at Jeddah right away, just like...
As Jeddah speaks up, Zula kind of looks over Bottlebrew's shoulder and says, "I'm sorry, why are you with the caterer?"
The caterer?
Bottlebrew, having no clue what you're talking about, I'm just gonna step forward and say,
Listen, my compatriots are not especially skilled in gifts of diplomacy. I would again ask that we be taken to a more private place to speak.
If you want to talk, you can talk right here, or you can be on your way, or, you could enjoy your night and spend some, and, maybe get some money back.
I have a question. Y'all bang?
I'm just going to point between the two.
Don't be gross.
Nothing as inappropriate as what you're describing has happened between us.
Well, I'm feeling a lot of tension. I'm gonna right, Locke. We're feeling tension, right?
There's
Oh yeah, no, we're all seeing tension here, but
tension does not automatically mean it is romantic in nature. I just want to point that out. I'm feeling a lot of tension with you right now, Kalt, and it's definitely not sexual in nature.
I mean, I wasn't assuming sexual. I was just assuming it was like a bad breakup.
Yeah, it seems like, maybe there was something here.
Your crewmates are so nosy. Okay, all right. You know what?
They are very reductive in their reasoning.
They are. Okay.
You mean deductive, my friend.
Nope. I very much did not mean deductive.
Okay, she like audibly rolls her eyes and then ushers you all past the staircase and up to the navigation deck where you see a couple people manning the wheel. And she shoos the worker away and says, okay, you have your privacy. Now, but just to quash any notions that you have of me, I, as you may have realized by now, was the former captain of the Liberty, which I ended up giving to Bottlebrew out of pity. So,
Pity, right. You always extract a cost, don't you?
I mean, why do you pity Bottlebrew in such a way? I mean, I pity most people, but I don't give them very large ships.
oh, he didn't tell you, did he?
I lean over to Kalt and just
Jeddah, I think he was that bad she gave him a ship to get him away. Like that bad at it. Checks out. It's kind of funny in hindsight.
I can hear you. And no, I felt pity for the former Magelord who had nothing to their name.
Excuse me. We are whispering, which means you cannot hear us. Fucking rude, right, Jeddah? Jesus Christ. Tell me about it.
Bottlebrew's eyes dart between everybody like, oh, good, did nobody hear that? Awesome, cool, sweet, moving on.
Oh, and he's like, and then there's, you can see the little cogs working in Kalt's brain as he slowly turns to bottom. Former Magelord, that wasn't a whisper. I heard it.
And I can see the price is already being exacted. Listen, I'm here not for friendly conversation, but for a business discussion. I'm in need of information, and I will be happy to pay for it. Reasonable payment, not humiliation.
Oh, didn't know he was into that. Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe this is, pretty kinky, I think. That's it.
I'm sorry, were you saying something? I couldn't hear anything. You're being so quiet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's his
Of course I can hear you. Shut your bloody fucking mouth.
Jeddah, I'm gonna be honest. I
And they
feel
keep
kind of
talking
weird.
right under me. Okay.
I feel kind of weird, humiliated.
You
all
should
the
feel
time.
weird.
Maybe,
You're being excoriated.
maybe he was getting off on
Bottlebrew, can we have our private conversation here?
Yeah, this is called
In
a
front of
whisper.
That wins. That wins. That's the best nickname yet. That's excellent.
Bottom brew.
That's so good.
I like that. But it's not really that relevant. Okay, so is there any other reaction to this revelation about Bottlebrew?
Well, no, I was gonna. Yeah, well, I mean, I thought he was continuing to speak, but if there's a pause in conversation,
When were you going to tell us that you were a Magelord?
A pirate has only two things: their ship and their reputation. Frankly, I don't trust you with either of them.
Well, cruel, but fair. Well, still, we
Oh,
are
do you think
working
that's
together.
cruel? When I find out what bottom brew means, we're gonna have a stern conversation.
We just gotta find you a proper top.
Zula cuts in on this nonsense. Now, why you still haven't told me why you came back here?
As I did, I need information. I would like,
On
as the caterer has already said,
Still don't want that. No.
we're looking for information on the fleet deployments of the Magelords in the northeastern sea.
So you think that because of my operation here, you think that I have some way to completely circumvent any sort of Magelord presence?
You've done it before. You can do it again. Don't
Well-
disappoint me.
Wink.
It's more that, all of this wouldn't be and she kind of gestures like across to her ship. All of this here wouldn't exactly be a thing if I couldn't keep away from the Magelords, So whatever you want to trade, it'd have to be pretty valuable if you wanted to kind of know how I do it. What do you have to offer? Any of you? Do you have anything of value to offer?
I mean, we all have.
Is Maeve here?
Maeve
We
is here.
offer Maeve.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm trying to
do
figure.
This
not
child
have
does it
valuable
all.
things. Just like to point that out.
Magic. She's got sassy comebacks. Like, she's a treat.
Hey! And she kicks Kalt. She's like, don't do that.
No, you have to start somewhere in a negotiation, Maeve.
I don't think I have any interest in your child. Sorry. It's cute though. What else do you have?
See, I personally, on my person, I have a Pavlov's bell, common clothes, a blowgun, caltrops, an explorer's pack, 10 feet of chain, the all-in coin, 2 random books, and that's exactly how I have them in my thing. The thieves' candle, crystal rings, ? Is also how I have it written. And that's about it.
You have the cloak of the manta ray, and you have a bag of holding, the leopard
I
print
do,
bag of
but I
holding.
wasn't going to offer those things up.
Oh, okay. These are the things you're saying out loud.
Yeah, I wasn't going to offer my staff or anything.
Do you guys also want to go through your inventory before I speak up?
I do not have anything.
I assume there will be a mission in lieu
Wait,
of
you have a
payment.
vest. You have a vest of holding, right, Locke? Is there nothing in that?
There's nothing in that vest.
God damn.
It's a vest and want of things
Y'all
being
be
held.
fucking stingy in your goddamn shit.
Yeah.
I gave out more magic weapons.
That's true.
I gave out more magic weapons than
Yeah.
any other DM combined. Like
That's
You
true.
did.
All of you
I'm pretty bad
together.
at loot. As Locke turns out his infinitely empty pockets, Bottlebrew is going to say,
There's probably some like Rolos in there. I don't know. That seems like a dad candy to like.
you have any Werther's originals?
I'm not that old. Sheesh.
Okay, settle down.
"Oops."
The wares
You
of
could probably use the cough drop though.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. The wares of my vessel are at your disposal. We managed to clean up a lot of the more expensive messes made by the Magelords across these lands, and the villages that they desecrate.
She takes a look at the Liberty and sees some of the paneling on the side from when it kind of went through the tear from those makeshift additions and says, you kind of, I gotta say that your ship, my ship, it's not really doing it for me. So I'll tell you what, you guys enjoy yourselves. It was really, really great seeing you, but I really don't feel like wasting my time with this. I'm sorry.
You said this was a casino ship, right?
I did. The finest in all of the Badlands.
I take you for a gambling woman, right?
I suppose. What do you have in mind, caterer?
Game of cards. If I win, you give us the information. If you win, you get the boat and all the stuff in the boat.
Hey, whoa, what the fuck?
She starts laughing and says,
You certainly do not have the latitude to put that up on a platter.
It also feels like if we were just offering the boat to begin with, they would give us the information and we wouldn't have to play the game. But what do I know?
You always were a shrewd businesswoman, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on that. That does sound fun, though. We should play cards another time, maybe.
Would be fun to play cards.
There's got to be something that you want, or you could need help with, or we are very resourceful. Look at this. I mean, perhaps you could, if you want to spend a little time with Jerry, you could take him for a walk.
She starts to take a look at Jerry, and then you guys hear a loud crash from the lower deck. So there's been a bunch of workers who have been moving crates. and stuff. And you see that one of them have split open, and you see what looks like a whole bunch of meat and stuff that's been kind of spilled all over the deck.
Is it gabagool?
You have to get closer to tell. But
Dang.
she looks over and rolls her eyes and says, "Just go. We'll talk later. Just do yourselves a favor and stay out of trouble, please." And she starts to head down to the mess and starts yelling at the workers, saying, "What are you doing? Clean this mess up now."
Bottlebrew turns to everyone else and says,
Typically, I have a little bit more of a leg up in negotiations than that. Did not expect her to berate the quality of the ship, but I don't know. I'll have to...
I mean, I got nothing on me. I mean, I guess I could cast Distort Value on something, but I don't think it would be valuable enough. It would appear valuable enough to make her want to give us the information, and even then, eventually it would wear off.
Dennis could perhaps take inventory of our wares, and I'm sure we could find something persuasive. Unless you guys feel like doing a heist on a boat.
What kind of heist are we talking here?
Oh, this was a joke. I was not prepared for a sincere reaction.
You just threw that out there like you knew something. This is Ryan.
It's
speaking.
not
I don't know anything at this point.
It's not a bad option if we really need something. Like if there's something on another ship.
Well, we're trying to get information, and like unless we can like go in her head like some sort of inception, I don't think a heist is.
Wait.
What I think we're getting at here is we need something valuable enough to give her so she gives us information. Maybe there's some treasure out there on a boat, or just another boat that we can go steal to give to her that she wants.
As you're saying that, I'm going to take a look over the railing on the side of the ship at the various boats like connected to this and like the orbit of this ship. Does it look like they're just like visiting, or does it look like they're part of the casino?
It's a mix. So you see there's a couple of boats that look like kind of almost, one's like a tugboat that kind of is just like helping, corral the other boats in a sense. But it looks like that a lot of the other ones appear to be people who are here to visit said casino, and you see them all dressed up all nice and stuff, heading over and heading down the ornate staircase to the lower deck.
Jeddah, it's interesting that you say something about Inception. I actually have a spell prepared where I could reach into her mind and make her remember that she agreed to give us the information.
Could you make her think that she was skiing down an avalanche or something radical as fuck?
What happens when that spell dissipates?
Well,
does she remember that you cast the spell on her?
No, it permanently changes the memory.
Okay, that's an option.
But if it fails, she would know that I tried to fuck with her brain.
I keep on cursing. Tell me if I need to stop cursing.
You're fine.
It's this. There has to be something that they want. And if I know anything about shady dealings, there are always debts to be repaid. I'm willing to bet that they have a few people in too deep in this casino that they need help shaking down or something.
Bottlebrew is going to smile, big, like ear-to-ear smile.
I think you're on to something, my scaly friend. Why don't you keep that inception in your back pocket, Mr. Kalt? I think for now, we should suit up and take a stroll around the casino floor to see what we can learn. We're looking for information on the fleet deployments of the Magelords in the northeastern sea.
So you assumed that because I was running a highly illegal casino operation that has avoided...
What laws?
Oh, please. You know what the Magelords are with their, very no fun rules, laws, whatever.
He nods.
Yeah. You made me lose my train of thought. Yeah.
Choo choo. Your boat of thought.